Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Jonna Martinez and today I'm going to show you how I crochet this fluffy meringue blanket. Thank you for watching, now let's get started. Here I have chosen an assortment of sport weight wool yarn. You will also need an E 3.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle for weaving in ends. To begin, create your favorite slip knot. Insert your hook and chain 5. Now form a ring by slip stitching to your very first chain. Insert your hook, grab your working yarn and pull it through, and then through the loop on your hook. Round 1, chain 4. This chain 4 counts as our first double crochet and chain 1. Now we're going to double crochet into this ring. To double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, grab your yarn, and pull up a loop. We now have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops. Chain 1. Now we're going to repeat this, double crochet, chain 1, until we have a total of 8 double crochet into this ring. Now, if I'm counting that first chain at the beginning, I have 8 double crochet. 2, 4, 6, 8, all separated by a chain 1. Now I'm going to just move these stitches over so that they go around here like this. And now I will slip stitch to the top of my chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to insert my hook, grab my yarn and pull it through and through to complete round 1. Now in round 2, we will be designating the corners. So here I have a little sample so you can see what we're going to be working on. So what we just completed is this circle right in here. And now we're going to be creating these corners. So there's going to be large V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to have small V's in between, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that we just have a basic visual of that, we can begin round 2. To begin round 2, chain 7. Now we're going to double crochet into this space right here. So there is our previous chain right there, so we want to double crochet into that chain 1. Now this is going to be our very first large V. So the chain 3 is going to count as our double crochet, and then there's going to be a chain of 4 in between. So it's creating kind of a V shape. Now we're going to create a regular sized V. You're going to double crochet and we're going to be working into this next chain 1 space right here. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same space. So now we have this large V and it has a double crochet, chain 4, double crochet. Then it's going to be met up and right next to it with a small V. So just a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now we're going to repeat that all the way around. So the next one is going to be a large V. So you're going to double crochet, chain 4, and double crochet into the same space. Then small V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So there we have 2 corners complete. You're going to do a large V and a small V 2 more times. Here I am just finishing my last small V, which of course is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same space. And this is what it looks like so far. So we have our 4 corners, so those large V's, double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, then our small V's in between. And now I'm just going to slip stitch to the chain 3 at the beginning. And there is round 2 complete. For round 3, we are going to begin by making these fans on each of the corners. To begin round 3, Slip stitch into the very first chain of this chain 4. So now we've slip stitched twice, once to join round 2 and then once more just to get into that chain space. Now chain 3 for our first double crochet. Now we're going to place 8 more double crochet into this chain space for a total of 9 double crochet. After you have your 9 double crochet, you just want to place a V-stitch into our previous V-stitch. So you see we have a double crochet over here, and then a V-stitch, and a double crochet over there. So we're going to double crochet into the middle of that V-stitch, chain 1, and double crochet into the same space. Then you're just going to jump right over and place 9 double crochet into this next chain 4 space. Continue in this fashion all the way around, placing 9 double crochet into your chain 4s and a regular V-stitch into each one of the V-stitches. When I am finished with this round, I will show you how my work is looking. So here at the end of round 3, I have 4 fans made up of 9 double crochet and 4 V-stitches. We are just going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to finish the round. Now round 4 is when our work starts to get fun and frilly. So it's going to have these beautiful picots that sit up above the blanket. Now as you see, these are the picots, and it's simply chaining 4 and slip stitching is how we create those. To begin round 4, chain 2, 1, 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Now we're going to double crochet into the same stitch that we slip stitched into. So it's the top of that previous chain 3. So I am double crocheting. And now we are going to chain 3 and slip stitch to create a picot. So there is my chain 3. And then I am going to slip stitch. And I like to go through these 2 yarns down here instead of this yarn up here. So I'm going through those 2 yarns. So there is my first picot made. Continue in this fashion all the way across, double crochet, picot, and then once we get to our V-stitch, we're going to create another V-stitch in that same space. But I will meet back up so I can show how this is looking. So there are my 9 double crochet and 9 picots. Then I'm going to place a V-stitch into this V-stitch. Then you're just going to repeat this all the way around. So 9 double crochet into your previous 9 double crochet, and then picot on the top of each one, V-stitch in your V-stitch, and then when you get back over here, I will meet back up. Here is my work at the end of round 4. Now I'm just going to slip stitch. Now round 5, we are going to be creating a framework to continue building our blanket. So as you see, if I pull these picots forward on this sample, you can see here that we have all of these tall double crochet back here. And those are done by back post double crocheting. Now each one of these fans, we are going to do 5 back post double crochet, all separated by a chain of 3. So to begin, we're going to chain up 2, 1, 2. This does not count as a stitch. Now you're going to back post double crochet. So to back post double crochet, I have yarned over and scoop up that double crochet like this. Then I am grabbing my working yarn and pulling it up. Now we have our 3 yarns for the double crochet. So that is a back post double crochet. Now chain 3, and then we are going to skip 1 double crochet. So in my case, it's this one right here. So we did that one, skipping this one, and then we're going to back post double crochet the following one. then chaining 3. And again, we are skipping a double crochet and back post double crocheting the following one. We're going to continue this until we have 5 double crochet. Then we can just place a V-stitch into our previous V-stitch. So there it is. You can see that it sticks out behind those picots, kind of like almost a double layer. And you're just going to repeat that 1, 2, 3 more times. And when we get to the end, I will meet back up. So here is round 5 complete. Can flip it over so you can see. There it is sticking out the back. And then I have a quick note I wanted to show everyone. Once you get over here, you don't want any chains right there. So we have a double crochet back post, V-stitch, double crochet back post. Now round 6, we are going to be increasing. So we are going to have our work take a little turn. Here is where we are right now. Then we are going to be creating corners, double corners. So double shells here, and then it will start growing all by itself. To begin round 6, chain 7. This chain of 7 counts as our first double crochet and chain 4. Now we're going to double crochet into the same space as slip stitch. This creates one of those large V-stitches like we had down here. Now single crochet into this chain 3. Chain 3. Single crochet into the next chain 3 space. And repeat this twice more. So now we have 1, 2, 3, chain 3 loop. Now into this very last back post double crochet, in the top of it, we are going to create another large V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 4, double crochet. Now V-stitch in your previous V-stitch. And now we're just going to repeat this all the way around. So you're going to place a large V-stitch on top of this very first stitch right here, just like we did here. And then single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So you have 3 chain 3 loops across here. Then large V-stitch into the last double crochet, and then V-stitch into the V-stitch. At the end of round 6, you just want to slip stitch to the beginning chain 3. Now as you see, the next round we are going to do the shells of 9, all into the large V-stitches. So to begin round 7 is going to be very similar to round 3, and we are going to slip stitch into this very first chain of 4 here, so the first one. Then chain 3 as our first double crochet. And then place 8 more double crochet into that same space. Once that is complete and I have 9 double crochet here, I will meet back up with you. Now that I have my 9 double crochet, we are going to single crochet into this chain 3 space here. Then chain 3 and single crochet again, and repeat the chain 3. And then single crochet again. And we are back over to another large V-stitch where we place 9 double crochet. So we're going right from that single crochet into a double crochet. I am placing 9 double crochet into this chain 4 space. And once that is finished, then you can simply V-stitch in your previous V-stitch, which is right here. And we are back again to the repeat. So 9 double crochet into these large V-stitch spaces. Then on this round we're going to have 2 chain 3 loops. Then 9 double crochet into our large loops and V-stitch in V-stitch. Once this round is complete, I will show you how my work is looking. Here is my round 7 complete. Now round 8 is going to be very similar to round 4, where we are going to be creating these beautiful fluffy picots. Chain 2, this does not count as a stitch. Double crochet into the same space that you slip stitched into. Then chain 3 and slip stitch to create a picot. Then you're going to do this 8 more times across here. Now I have 9 double crochet and 9 picots. After that last picot, we're going to single crochet into this chain 3, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3, and then again we're going to create 9 double crochet with 9 picots on top for here, and then V-stitch in V-stitch. Now I am just placing that V-stitch in the V-stitch. And from here we can just continue in this fashion all the way around. So once you get to the chain 3 spaces, so now we only have 1 chain 3 in between those spaces, right there. And then when we get back over here, we will slip stitch and I will show you how my work is finished. Here is my work at the end of round 8. To begin round 9, chain 2, 1, 2. Now round 9 is going to be very similar to round 5, so that's that framework round right here. We are going to start off with a back post double crochet to this first double crochet here. Then chain 3, skip a double crochet, and back post double crochet again. We're going to continue this all the way across, and we should have 5 back post double crochet. So here I have 5 back post double crochet, 2, 4, 5, and to deal with this space right here, so I have my very last back post double crochet around the last double crochet there, and we're just going to skip right over this chain 3. Then once we get up here, we're simply going to do our V-stitch in V-stitch, and I'll continue all the way around. So here is round 9 all finished, and of course you can't really see it because it hides behind round 8. But there it is, it runs right along there. And a couple quick little tips, just as with row 5, you're going to have your V-stitches looking like this. You have a double crochet back post, V-stitch, double crochet back post. And then another quick little tip for when you're going over, when you're skipping over this chain of 3. Now it's really hard to see the very last and the very first double crochets that you actually go into because that chain of the previous row is right there. So just make sure you are actually going into the double crochet, and actually you can see right there. So the double crochet obviously has these 2 loops like this, but the chain is clearly a chain. And then again, over on this side. So that's that for round 9, and we can meet back up for round 10. Row 10 is going to be very similar to row 6 and row 2. So we're going to be creating those large V stitches for the corners and also for these valleys. Start with chaining 7. Now double crochet into that same space, the slip stitch. Then right from there, we're going to do our 3 chain 3s, just like we did for round 6. So there we have 3 chain 3s in our large V. Then right here into this valley space, we're going to be placing another space for one of these shells. So you see here on the sample, we have the V-stitch that we just made, that large chain 7, and then the 3 chain 3s And then you see right here in this valley is where the next shell will go. So you're going to place a large V-stitch there. So again, the large V is a double crochet, chain of 4, and double crochet into the same space. Then you're going to do 3 chain 3s, so single crochet into that next chain space. And that brings us over here to the corner. So in the top of this back post double crochet, just like we did for round 6, see down here, there it is right there. We're going to place a large V-stitch on top of this double crochet. Just like this. And then a V-stitch in the V-stitch. And then this all can be repeated over again. So again, here on the top of this double crochet right here, we're going to place a large V-stitch, then do 3 chain 3s, then into the valley right here, you're going to place 1 large V-stitch, then do your 3 chain 3s, and then you'll be back over here to this corner, and you're going to do in the top of that back post double crochet goes a large V-stitch, and then regular V-stitch in V-stitch. Here I am at the end of round 10, and as you see, I've got my corner V-stitches, just the regular small ones, and then the 2 large V-stitches. I have a middle V-stitch, which is a large V-stitch, and then of course my chain 3s in between. So now remember, if you are back here because this is a repeat for you of round 10, you're just going to continue making middle V-stitches. So these corners are going to continue out like this. So you've got 2 shells on each corner. But then as you go, there's going to be more and more single V stitches. So the next set here for this particular sample, you're going to have a V-stitch here and a V-stitch here, and then of course your V-stitches here. So you're going to go from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3, and it's going to build like that. To begin row 11, it is very similar to row 7. Now we're going to slip stitch into this chain 4, and then chain 3 for our first double crochet. Double crochet 8 more into this space. Now including that chain 3 at the beginning, I have 9 double crochet. From here we're going to make 2 chain 3 loops. Now from here you're going to place 9 double crochet into this middle large V-stitch, and then do exactly what we did here and do 2 chain 3 loops here. Then place 9 double crochet into your large V-stitch here, then regular V-stitch, and then you're just going to repeat all the way around. Once we get to the end of this round, I will show you how my work is looking. This is my work at the end of row 11. Round 12 is very similar to round 4 and round 8. Chain 2. This does not count as a stitch. Double crochet into the same stitch that you slip stitched into in the top of that chain 3 of the previous round. Now chain 3 for your picot. Double crochet into the next stitch and picot again. Chain 3 and slip stitch. You're going to do that 7 more times across this shell, and then once we get back over here, I'll meet back up. So here I have 9 double crochet and 9 picots. Now single crochet into this chain 3, then chain 3 just once for this round, single crochet, and then you're going to do 9 double crochet and 9 picots over this shell right here. Then 1 chain 3 here, then 9 double crochet and 9 picot, V-stitch in V-stitch, and then repeat this all the way around. When you get to the end, slip stitch to join, and I'll meet back up to show you how my work looks. Here is my row 12 all finished. From here you can repeat rows 9, 10, 11, and 12 until the blanket is of desired size. As you go, just remember that the blanket will be growing, so you're going to be placing large V-stitches in each one of the valleys. So just single large V-stitches in the valleys, and then your corners will always remain the same. So a large V-stitch, a regular V-stitch, and then a large V-stitch. Here is my blanket almost finished. I went to about 26 inches. I will continue adding a couple more rows so that I get to about 30 inches for a typical baby blanket. And you can follow my progress photos on my Instagram account. Please check out the description box below for detailed information. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking this video, sharing the YouTube link with your friends, and of course hitting the subscribe button if you haven't. I hope you have a lovely crochet day, and to see you again in my next tutorial. Bye!